What's up, Raider Nation? The Bat Fry, Kenny Fry here, letting you know what's coming up on this episode of the Silver and Black Lair Las Vegas Raiders edition. I'll be taking a look back at the Raiders' comeback victory, upset victory over the Baltimore Ravens. I'll talk a little bit about the offensive line, their woes, running game, Max Crosby and that defense, and Gardner Minshew a little bit. Then I'll go ahead and take a look ahead at the Raiders' home opener versus the Carolina Panthers. And I'll give you my keys to victory and a little score prediction. So that and much, much more. So be sure to throw out your live comments and questions. And let's roll. What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to the Silver and Black Lair Las Vegas Raiders edition. I'm your host, the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry, and we're talking victory here. There we go. Huge upset win for the Raiders versus the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, no doubt. Their home opener, and the Raiders spoiled it. A good game for the Raiders. I mean, you look at it a couple different ways. A terrific win, against a team that a lot of people have going to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl. Two-time MVP Lamar Jackson at quarterback. A very good team. Derrick Henry at running back, very good defense. Year in and year out, they're in it. It's a very good team, and the Raiders went in there and they beat them. The Raiders were getting knocked around a little bit offensively, defensively. They're playing like what, to take a quote from Lawrence Taylor, they're playing like a bunch of crazed dogs out there. So defense looked great. They did give up a lot of yards, but they had a lot of huge stops, a lot of big plays in this game as well. I don't look so much at the yards as too much of an issue. The stopping the run, I think, is a bit of an issue. We've seen that kind of rear its ugly head this past week. Derrick Henry ran the ball fairly well, and Ravens had 150 plus yards rushing. I think it was 150 plus. I'll go over that in a little bit. And but yeah, against the pass, we gave Lamar like 230 some yards passing. We held him in check, on the ground for the most part. Did a hell of a job keeping them bottled up. It's kudos to Max Crosby in that defense. Christian Wilkins, and I thought Adam Butler had a great game. Robert Spillane with a pick. Jacorian Bennett had a great game. Marcus Epps, that whole defensive backfield I thought played awesome. Marcus Epps, Jack Jones, Isaiah Palomau when he was in there. Who am I forgetting? Trayvon Merrick. And, so all those guys. I thought the defense was terrific. They kept the Raiders in the game. And just imagine if we actually had an offensive line that was worth anything right now. They're not playing all that great. And if we actually had a run game, that maybe we wouldn't have had to come from behind to win that game. Maybe we would have controlled that game and then been in the lead. The lead at earlier in the game or whatever. Maybe we didn't have to come from behind if we actually had all phases of the game clicking and rolling. So, it's kind of disconcerting, also kind of exciting. So once the Raiders do get all the phases of their team clicking, this could be a very, very dangerous team. So watch out, NFL. Once this team gets their shit together, there's going to be a lot of teams in trouble. I got a couple comments here. Our boy, the mayor of Las Vegas, Rob. Rob, I said I was going to have you on. Still got to do it. Still got to have you on sometime. Just got to figure it out. Rob says, "What's up, Pat Fry? What an unexpected win against the Ravens." Yeah, nobody expected it. To be honest with you, I think when I did my preseason predictions, when they first released the schedule, I do believe I picked the Ravens to beat the Raiders. I think I picked the Raiders. I think to beat the Chargers. And I think I picked the Raiders to lose to Baltimore, and I think win their next two games maybe or something like that. I don't remember exactly. That's subject to change. That's how I look at it. But yeah, thanks for checking in, Rob, the mayor of Las Vegas. Should beat the Panthers too, and that's the thing. You know, it's any given Sunday, Rob. You know that just as well as anybody, any other football fan out there. It's any given Sunday. You got to show up. You got to lace up those spikes, and you got to play as hard as you can and play your best ball, or you're going to be one that's getting upset. You will be the Baltimore Ravens, and the Carolina Panthers will be walking around like they're cock of the walk. So you got to go out there and take care of business. Eileen checking in. What's up, Eileen? Thanks for checking the show out. Thank you for commenting. Says, ooh, Friday, Bat Fry. Yes, it is. It's Friday. It's been a while. I think it's been a while since I've been on Friday, actually. Usually I try to get Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, somewhere around there. And wrestling-wise, usually we try to do a Saturday, but here we are on a Friday, with the Bat Fry. What better way to start your Friday off than with a Friday with the Bat Fry, talking Raider football? There is no better way. So look at kind of a little bit of a recap from this game. Like I said, Raiders defeat the Ravens 26-23, come from behind win. They were trailing 23-13 in the fourth quarter, and were able to come back. It's the first. I don't remember exactly what the stat was or what year it was, but I think it was the first Raiders double-digit come from behind win in the fourth quarter. I think it's like 16 or 17 or something like that. It was like the stat was something like that, something crazy. So it was good to get that monkey off our back. So Baltimore went up early 3-0 after a Tucker 48-yard field goal. Daniel Carlson and the Raiders answered back in the second. He had a pair of field goals in the second, as well as Justin Tucker also had a pair of field goals that made it 9-6 at half. Defensive struggle, which was expected. I know Max Crosby, he had a big sack there. I don't know if it was the first or second drive of Baltimore. So looking good. And I also think I'm trying to jog my memory here. I think it was also the second quarter where Minshew threw that just absolute awful interception, terrible interception. Really, either is a grossly underthrown ball, or the receiver was that far off on the route that it just looked really, really shitty. And Minshew's running off the field kind of dejected, which is understandable. And Mad Max, the defensive leader, the team leader, the leader of Raider Nation, Max Crosby, pulled Minshew, to the side, kind of, poked him in the chest a little bit. You could look at it a couple different ways. I know there's been different interpretations. I haven't heard exactly from Max or from Gardner what was said, but the way I took it and the way a lot of other people took it was Max saying, "Hey, keep your head up, keep pushing. We'll get this back. Don't worry, we got your back. Don't give up. Keep your head in the game. Say all encouraging type stuff." So I do believe that's what Max was kind of spouting at him, something like that. Probably a little bit more expletives and a lot more angrier than what I'm putting out there right now. So, or more intense, I should say, more intense. So going to half, trailing Baltimore 9-6. Come out, Baltimore gets the ball to start the second half, and they just take it right down the field. 6 plays, 70 yards, touchdown, 8-yard touchdown pass to Zay Flowers. They had a bunch of big chunk plays on that drive. Hill had a 14-yard run. Lamar had a 14-yard pass. Derrick Henry had a 29-yard run. So a bunch of chunk plays in that coming in from half. And you got to give The Ravens' credit, it was a hell of a game plan coming out in the second half. First half, they didn't do a whole lot, if anything. To come out there in the second half and get that nice long drive after getting the ball, kudos to them. And yeah, so where am I at here? Oh, the Raiders, they get the ball back, drive it down to the Baltimore 25. They go for it on 4th and 2. I feel like Devontae should have caught this ball. It was thrown a little bit short. I think Gardner was trying to lead him back into the field of play. It looked like the defender had the outside covered a little bit. Sometimes you'll see them throw to the back shoulder, try to lead the wide receiver to the back shoulder to the out of bounds to the sideline. It looked like he was trying to lead Devontae back into the field of play because it looked like the defender had the outside pretty well covered. The ball was a little bit low. I would say probably knee height. And Devontae just couldn't hold on to it. He was falling backwards. He did have the defender kind of in his face a little bit. So not an easy catch, but it's one that you see Devontae make. You've seen him make harder catches, tougher catches than that. So I was kind of surprised that he didn't catch that ball, but he had an absolute monster of a game. Devontae Adams was just a straight up beast in this game. Carried the offense. He and Brock Bowers, the rookie Brock Bowers, rookie tight end. He also had a huge game, and those guys they just took over. Brock Bowers and then Devontae Adams, they couldn't be covered, and they couldn't be stopped. So we go for it. We don't make it. Ravens take over, and a couple plays later, Robert Spillane gets an interception off of Lamar Jackson, and that is all thanks to Jacorian Bennett. Terrific coverage by Jacorian Bennett. Reaches in, gets the tip, goes right into Spillane, right place, right time. He gets credit for the interception, but that play is all because of Jacorian Bennett, who had a really, really good game, probably his best game as a pro, I think. Anywhere you look, he was there breaking up passes or just terrific coverage. So Jacorian Bennett, put in a lot of work in this offseason, and you're hearing some rumblings in the preseason how he wasn't really showing out. He was he put in the work. He heard about all the work that he was putting in, but it wasn't resonating on the field. I don't even know if that's the right damn word. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. It wasn't showing up on the field during preseason camp, during training camp, for the first part of training camp. Then as training camp went on, you start hearing more and more positive things about Jacorian Bennett, how you're still starting to look a little bit better. And so far this season, they go through 2 games. He's looked pretty good. And like I said, this game against Baltimore, I thought this was probably his best game as a pro. So very, very excited for that. Very encouraging stuff. So that interception ends up leading to an Alexander Madison 1-yard touchdown, making it 16-13. Raiders still trail by 3. Going into the fourth quarter, Baltimore answers back with another long drive. Derrick Henry had a touchdown. That made it 23-13 with 12:11 to go in the fourth. Daniel Carlson gets another field goal. That made it 23-16. Defense goes out there. They hold Baltimore to a 3-and-out. The Raiders get the ball back. They drive down the field. They get a touchdown. Raiders, Gardner Minshew to Devontae Adams on a 1-yard pass. Nice play action. Everybody's expecting the old plunge by Zamir White. Nope. Pull it out. Throw it to Devontae. One-on-one coverage. I think it was a linebacker could have been on him or something like that. And easy pitch and grab there for the Raiders. I think this was also the drive where Devontae. I could be wrong. I could be getting it mixed up right now. Devontae had that beautiful catch, toe tap catch on the sideline. It was a great pass by Gardner Minshew as well. I thought, they put it in a spot where it can't hurt you. Worst case scenario, it's just an incomplete pass. Best case scenario, you have your all-world wide receiver toe tap, make the catch, and get you a nice chunk play there. So that was an awesome pass there by Gardner Minshew and a terrific catch, terrific toe tap by Devontae Adams. Like I said, he was just amazing this game. All right, so back at it. That drive, the touchdown was also aided by a pass interference on Baltimore on a 3rd and goal from the 17-yard line, and it could have went either way. You watch that replay, and I'm not sure who the Baltimore defender is, but you see he and Devontae just hand fighting, back and forth, pushing and shoving, and Devontae gets the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if that's the superstar treatment or what it was, but the pass interference goes to Baltimore. That gives the Raiders the first down on 1st and goal, and that led to the touchdown pass to Devontae. So things looking good for the Raiders there. So that touchdown made it 23-all. Defense held Baltimore to another 3-and-out. Max Crosby got a second sack of the game there. It was a beautiful stunt. Kudos to Christian Wilkins on this one, occupying blockers, and just led Max coming around the stunt right up the middle and just absolutely laid Lamar out. Lamar didn't have a chance. The old Condor got in there and wrapped him up and put him down pretty quick. That led to great field position for the Raiders on a bad punt. And the punt was like 30 yards or something like that. So they started off on the Baltimore 43, drive 23 yards. And Daniel Carlson hits his 4th field goal of the game. That makes it 26-23. Ravens get the ball back. A couple decent chunk plays for the Ravens led to a last-ditch effort where Lamar Jackson, somewhere around midfield, I think maybe a little bit, still on their side of the field, but pretty close to midfield. He drops back. He takes off up the middle, and they do the whole toss the ball around thing a little bit before they had a forward lateral. Some penalty flags went, and play ended on that. But on that play there, that particular play, I'm a little bit surprised that Lamar Jackson didn't hold it a little bit longer and try to make some moves, because look like he still had a decent amount of yardage ahead of him that he could have picked up, and then maybe tossed it, or I think I don't know if it was the TV broadcast or the radio. I was listening to both. Said that he had, I think, Zay Flowers all by himself on the far side of the field. So it's a good thing he didn't see that, or that could have been one of those plays like the Raiders had against the Patriots was it last season? Yeah, last season. I think it was last season or 2 seasons ago with Chandler Jones, picking it off as it was 2 years ago. Jacoby Myers threw it all the way back to Mac Jones, and Chandler Jones, ends up picking it off and running it back and walking the game off with that. It wasn't. I guess it would have been a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Defensive touchdown walk-off there. So the Raiders come out, big win there, 26-23. Like I said, upset win. It was Baltimore's home opener. So some takeaways from this game. I love the resilience of Gardner Minshew. Again, he was super efficient, a lot of check down stuff. But he hung in there. He sacked 5 times. So it's not easy. Pressured countless other times. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. He was under duress, pretty much the whole game. But he stuck in there. He kept stepping into his throws. He wasn't seeing shadows or anything like. Wasn't seeing ghosts or whatever you want to call it. He wasn't getting happy feet back there. He did a hell of a job hanging in that pocket, stepping forward, getting the ball out. And as the game got later and later, you could see him, putting more zip, pushing the ball downfield a little bit more, and just gaining confidence. Offensive line was absolutely awful. Antonio Pierce probably said it the best. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. He said the offensive line was piss poor, and that's pretty much that summed it up pretty much there. So you don't know Zamir White, is his not great running stats, his crappy running stats right now, are they due to piss poor offensive line play, or is it a combination of two things, or is it Zamir just not finding a hole or not being patient enough for a hole to open? I don't know. I think it's more so the offensive line, ranking, if not dead last, pretty close to dead last in run block efficiency. Pretty much last place also in pass protection efficiency. So this offensive line is just in shambles right now. Colton Miller looks nothing like the Colton Miller that we all know and love, like one of the best left tackles in the game. He's really struggling right now. Now he didn't have a preseason at all, coming off a shoulder surgery. It's still not right, still bothering him. You can see them on the sideline always working on his shoulder, and you also see it when I read the injury report. He still shows up on the injury report for shoulder issues. So he's still not 100%. He's still not 100% back, but I do believe Colton Miller. I trust Colton Miller will get better as the season goes on. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Andre James, center. I thought he did a fantastic job last season. The Raiders go out, they re-sign him, and he's stinking it up as well. Andre James, Cody Whitehair, he got benched in the game early in the game. They brought Andrews Pete in, and he didn't do much better. Cody Whitehair did get back in a bunch of times. He was also he was playing guard most of the fourth quarter, I believe. Who else? Colton Miller, Andre James, Thayer Mumford, not looking good either. So, offensive line just in this game was terrible again. Back-to-back games looking terrible. Yeah. So looking at stats here, Minshew was 30 of 38, 276 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked 5 times for 43 yards lost. He had a QBR of 51.4 and a rating of 94.7. Like I said, 30 of 38, very efficient, but we want to see Gardner push the ball downfield. I'd rather have him at 20 of 38, for 340. That means he's pushing the ball down the field a little bit, taking some chances. Trust your defense will get the ball back for you. Don't go out there and throw a bunch of interceptions. That's not what I'm saying, but sometimes if you want a chance at opening the treasure chest, you gotta take a shot at it. Zamir White, 9 carries, 24 yards. That's shit. Alexander Madison, 4 carries, 1 yard. Amir Abdullah, 2 carries, 1 yard. Minshew, 1 carry for -1 yard. That's garbage. Straight up garbage there from the run game. Devontae Adams, 9 catches for 110 yards. That's off of 12 targets. He had a touchdown. Brock Bowers, 9 catches for 98 yards. That was 9 targets. Jacoby Myers, 4 catches, 29 yards. That was 5 targets. Zamir White, 3 catches for 14 yards off of 4 targets. Trey Tucker, 2 catches, 13 yards off of 2 targets. We need to get him more involved. You need to stretch the field with him. Go short. Dink dunk. To him, then let him rip. But we need to get him more involved. And Michael Mayer, 1 catch, 11 yards. I'm kind of surprised that he's not more involved yet, but sooner or later, I think he will be. Looking at defensive wise, a couple guys. Robert Spillane, 11 tackles. 8 of those were solo, 2 passes defensed, 1 interception. I thought he had a very good game. Max Crosby, 6 tackles, 5 solo, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 1 pass defended. It was, I don't know if it was a screen pass or if it was just Lamar Jackson just throwing to somebody. I don't know if it's a running back or who it was, short. And he tried getting over Max, and Max said, "Not today, son. Not today." So he had a pass defense and also 2 quarterback hits and countless quarterback rushes. Trayvon Merrick, he had 6 tackles. He did a great job back there. Marcus Epps, same thing. The whole defensive backfield I thought played well. Christian Wilkins, he had a nice game. 4 tackles, 3 of those were solo. Jack Jones, he had 3 tackles, and also 2 passes defensed. And Jacorian Bennett, he had 2 passes defensed. He did a really good job. He and Jack Jones did great. And then, like I said, also Adam Butler. I thought Adam Butler had a really good game. Getting a lot of push up the middle there. I just see it that the run, our run defense is not where it needs to be. Against the Chargers, okay, for the most part, our run defense was good against the Chargers. We let up 1 or 2 big plays, but for the most part, we held them in check in the run game. This week it was Derrick Henry. He got quite a few big chunk plays, 10 yards or more. So we really need to cut back on that. Need to get more stout up the middle, and it starts with the big man, Christian Wilkins, and I can't think of his name right now. Adam Butler and I can't think of the other defensive tackle. Drawing a blank. But anyway, Daniel Carlson was 4 for 4 in field goals, along of 53. He looked like money. Carlson. He looked good. He had that miss against San Diego, which whether it hurt or not, we'll never know. But if he would have made that field goal against the Chargers, what happens then? I keep calling the Chargers San Diego. I'm old. It is what it is. Looking at team stats, first downs, that went to Baltimore, 21-18. Third down efficiency, the Raiders were 4 of 12. Ravens were 3 of 11. Plays, Raiders 60 plays to Baltimore 63 plays. Total yards, 383 for Baltimore, 260 for the Raiders. Out of those, Baltimore had 232 pass yards. The Raiders had 233 pass yards. Rushing-wise, 27 carries for 151 yards for Baltimore and 17 carries for 27 yards. That's garbage. For the Raiders, 17 for 27. Ugh. Penalties. Raiders, 3 penalties for 15 yards. And Baltimore, 11 penalties for 109 yards. So they got hurt there. Time of possession also went to the Raiders, 30 minutes and 43 seconds. And the Ravens had it for 29 minutes and 17 seconds. So those are your team stats. Got to move on from there. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do our sponsor read. I want to do that at the beginning of the show. I always forget now, though. I'm going to start doing it at the beginning of the show, get it out of the way. I think it sounds better at the beginning of the show than at the end, but I forgot. Today's show is brought to you by Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. You can reach Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, and personal injury claims. He has 3 office locations conveniently located throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. In the Garden State of New Jersey, his office is located in Cherry Hill on 3 Greensward Lane. The phone number there is 856-209-5258. And in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, his office is located 500 Grand Street, Suite 2900. The phone number there is 412-365-8151. And in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, his office is located on 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. That's Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. Yeah, Big Al. Got a comment from Eileen. Good win by the Raiders. Yes, very good win by the Raiders. Take that any day of the week and twice on Sunday. For sure, a shocker. Yes, it was a shocker. But I feel like with our defense, with the Raider defense, they're always going to be in the games. So you just never know. It just, how much of an how competent can you be on offense to give yourself a chance to win it? You have to score points to win a game. So Adam Glenn checking in again. He says, not again. I think it's the first thing. Yeah, Adam Glenn checking in. Thank you, Raiders. 25 people out of my survivor pool. Yes. Lots of people knocked out of the survivor pool. Thanks to the Raiders. And what was the other one? There was another game that was an upset. I don't remember who it was. But you're welcome, Adam Glenn. Thanks for checking the show out, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, looking ahead to the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers coming into this game, the Raiders home opener at 0-2. They lost to New Orleans Saints in week 1, 47-10. And the resurgent Derek Carr there. And they also lost to the Chargers 26-3. Yes, that was the other game. I think that was a lot of people had in their survivor pools. They had the Saints losing to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys end up getting spanked by the Saints. Saints looking good so far early on in the season, and we'll see the Saints a little bit later on. So can't wait for that one. Derek Carr. I don't know. I don't remember where that one's at. I don't know if that's in Las Vegas or if that's in New Orleans. But anyway, Carolina's coming in 0-2, like I said. The Raiders coming in 1-1 with a week 1 loss to the Chargers, 22-10. And then that week 2 win, upset win over the Baltimore Ravens, 26-23. And Andy Dalton's getting a nod for Carolina as they bench rookie Bryce Young. Kind of quick for that, but okay. Looking at stats, Minshew, 55 of 71 so far this season. That's a 77.5% completion percentage, 533 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But he's been sacked 9 freaking times. Rushing-wise, for the Panthers, you have Chuba Hubbard leading the way, 16 carries for 78 yards, and Miles Sanders, 12 carries, 42 yards. For the Raiders, Zamir White, 22 carries for 68 yards, and Alexander Madsen, 9 carries for 20 yards. Receiving-wise, you have Adam Thielen, 5 catches, 69 yards. Jonathan Mingo, 3 catches, 41. Xavier Legette, 4 catches, 35 yards. And Deontay Johnson, 5 catches for 34 yards. For the Raiders, Devontae Adams, 14 catches, 169 yards, and a touchdown. Brock Bowers, 15 catches, 156 yards. Jacoby Myers, 7 catches for 90 yards. Trey Tucker, 4 catches for 35. And Michael Mayer, 3 catches for 14 yards. For the Raiders, a couple defensive guys. Robert Spillane, 21 tackles, 15 of those are solo, 1 tackle for loss and an interception. Max Crosby, 11 tackles, 7 solo, 3 sacks, and 5 tackles for loss. So, Max Crosby was named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance last week against the Ravens. I figured I just wanted to mention that. Looking at the keys to victory here for the Raiders, in my opinion, just got to show up. Just show up and play your game. Don't be overly confident, or the table will be turned. You will be the Baltimore Ravens, and they will be the Raiders. We don't need that in our home opener. We will go in there, get back-to-back wins, start the season off there with a 2-game win streak after losing our season opener in Los Angeles. So, just go in there, take care of business pretty much. Offensive line needs to straighten their shit up. Like I mentioned earlier, they benched Cody Whitehair against the Ravens. Did bring him back in. Colton Miller, not looking good. But there is some talk of possibly a Jackson Powers Johnson sighting this game. Antonio Pierce said if he was a betting man, he would say that JPJ would play this week. So that doesn't mean start, but maybe he'll get in for a few series, get his feet wet a little bit, see how everything goes, and go from there. So that's exciting news. So we want to see what this kid got. We want to see what this kid's made of, and maybe he'll be the glue that holds this offensive line together. I don't know. But I do expect a lot of rotational type stuff from the Raiders offensive line, especially if it struggles early. I would expect, to see, Thayer Mumford and DJ Glaze rotating a little bit. Jordan Meredith getting a lot more playing time. Cody Whitehair and Andrews Pete, moving around a little bit or rotating some. Dylan Parham has been the lone bright spot so far. He's rated the 6th best offensive guard right now in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. So take that for what you will. So that's one of my keys to victory. The offensive line needs to figure their shit out. That's one key. Another key, Gardner Minshew. I believe this Raiders offense, Luke Getsy, needs to push the ball downfield a little bit more. And I think the only way you can do that is if you run a damn ball. So we need to get this running game on track, even if it hurts. Even if it's one of those games where Zamir White needs to carry the ball or whoever. Or as a team, they carry the ball 35 times or wherever it is, just bludgeon the Panthers to death if you have to, just to get that run game on track. And run the ball. That could lead to some openings downfield. as they bring more people up into the box to defend the run. The run has to be successful, moderately successful. Doesn't have to be overly successful. Just has to be decent. And we're way below decent right now. That's it's another key. Get that run game going, push the ball downfield, throw deep. That's another key. And the defense, shore up that run defense. That's the only qualm that I have with the defense right now is the run defense doesn't look all that great. If they can figure that out, shore that up, I foresee a nice, cozy win for the Raiders. Prediction-wise, I would go 24-10 Raiders. And nothing crazy. I don't think the Raiders are going to put up 40 points. I don't think they're going to put up 30 points. I do think that they could put up, 20 plus points, in the mid 20s, late 20s, somewhere, 24 to 28 points. I do believe they can put up. Defensively, facing veteran Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's, I think, 2-0 against the Raiders or whatever the number was, and he's played very, very well against the Raiders. I don't think that means anything. I think a lot of it has to do with who's around you, and he just does not have the players around him to really put up some gaudy stats, gaudy numbers, and I think they're just going to bring relentless pressure. So the best thing for the Panthers to do is try to run the ball with Chuba Hubbard and see what could happen there. Try to slow up the Raiders' rush, play action pass and stuff like that. Screen game. I don't know how well that's going to go for you. Robert Spillane does a great job snuffing that stuff out and picking a hole to shoot and stuff. He scrapes along the line very well, and he shoots very well. Looking at the injury report for the Raiders, we have Max Crosby. He's on the injury report for an ankle. He was limited in practice on Wednesday and Thursday. Divine Diablo, oblique and concussion. Did not participate Wednesday and Thursday. Tommy Eichenberg, knee. He was limited practice Wednesday and full practice on Thursday. Colton Miller, his shoulder, limited practice Wednesday and Thursday. Decameron Richardson, the rookie. His hamstring did not participate Wednesday and Thursday. Tyree Wilson, knee, limited practice Wednesday, Thursday. It's great to see him already practicing a little bit, working it out. Christian Wilkins, knee, limited practice Wednesday and Thursday. Dylan Parham, foot, full practice on Wednesday, but limited on Thursday. Chris Smith II, knee, limited practice on Wednesday, full practice on Thursday. He got a little bit of time out there this past week. Janarius Robinson, hand. There was no designation on Wednesday, but on Thursday he was a full participant at practice. Practice? Talking about practice? All right. So that is that. And I gave you my prediction, 24-10 Raiders. That's pretty much all I have. I'd like to see Michael Mayer get a little bit more involved. And I want to see Brock Bowers get a touchdown. I want to see Brock get a touchdown. He's been awesome so far. For those that hated that pick by the Raiders, this is why they picked him. And that's one of the things I talked about on the show after the Raiders picked him. I did say, one of our biggest issues last season was our offense. Offensive output was garbage. So it's not overly surprising that you go out and get an offensive weapon, whether that's tight end or not. After the second round pick that we spent on Michael Mayer the season, the previous draft. But Brock Bowers is a different type of tight end. And, I think Rob Gronkowski said it best. They were talking to Gronk. I think it was Devontae Adams was on Gronk's podcast or somebody's podcast where Gronk is like the co-host of it or whatever it is. Devontae said that he could be the next Gronkowski, and Gronk agreed to a certain extent. He said pass catching wise, stuff like that. He goes, absolutely, he's probably going to surpass me, anything he ever did. He's just so gifted, route runner, pass catcher, stuff like that. He said, but blocking wise, in the trenches, Gronkowski said he does have him there. So and Brock Bowers isn't a bad run blocker. Gronk was bigger, stronger. He did a pretty good job blocking. I'm not a big Gronk fan. I don't like Gronk, but big dude making big plays. You got to give him credit. What else? That's about it. I want Trey Tucker. Let's see him get a couple deep balls. That'd be great. But like I said, first we got to get that run game going, or it's just not going to happen. It's going to be a lot of dinking and dunking again. I don't want to see Minshew throwing the ball 38 times against the Panthers. Mid-20s, good. But 38 times, that's too much. I get it. You're coming from behind and stuff. But I think a lot of that had to do with the lack of a running game. So, all right. So before I head out, I'm just going to let you know where you can find us. Give us a follow and subscribe at OOT Box Sports. That's Out of the Box Sports on X and YouTube. Again, that's at OOT Box Sports on X and on YouTube. So that's the handle for both those destinations. And also give me a follow on X. I'd appreciate it very much at SB_Lair_OOTBE. Once again, give me a follow on X. I appreciate all my followers. That's at SB_Lair_OOTBE on X. And on YouTube, I'd appreciate if you subscribe. After you subscribe to the Out of the Box Sports YouTube, head on over to the Batcave YouTube and give me a sub there. I'd appreciate it very much. I only have like four subscribers, whatever. I'd rather see all the subscribers go to Out of the Box Sports. But if you come my way as well, I'd be very, very happy. My YouTube handle is at the Batcave_OOTBSE. If you don't know what that is, that's Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. So once again, my YouTube handle is at the Batcave_OOTBSE. So give me a subscribe there, hit that notification button, and you'll be alerted as to when this could be on your screen, your mobile device, your laptop, your computer, or hell, even throw it on the old smart television. Why not, right? I got a couple more comments before I duck out of here and go to bed. Rob Hefner's is a great show, Ken. Thank you, sir. Like I said, I'll get you on pretty soon here. I wanted to do it before the season. I just did not have the time. And last comment, Eileen, I'm digging the glasses, by the way. You look very sophisticated. I should have a book. Like I'm reading a book. But they help me see it too as well. So that's one of those things. It's kind of funny. I don't realize it until I actually got the glasses. Everything was so blurry before or fuzzy. Got the glasses on here. It's like, holy crap, everything's clear, bright. So good stuff there. I like the glasses as well. Rob, the cats, your cats watch all the time. Like I said, we've said it before on our old show, the Las Vegas sports scene. If you're not going to watch it, you'll throw it on the TV for the cats. The dogs, birds, your fish, swim in the bowl all day. They're bored as hell. Throw it on the TV for the fish. Tell your neighbor, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, neighbors, local prison. If they get time to get on devices or whatever, tell them to check it out. Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Check the Bat Fry out. I am probably the best thing since Alphabet's cereal. So there you go. I got that going for me. All right, I'm enough rambling from me. I worked this weekend, so I will not be on live with the Atomic Drop. Kind of dropping the ball with the Atomic Drop. I missed the last couple of weeks. Again, but again, this weekend is my weekend to work. Tried getting out of it. They said no. They said No, sir. You got to work. Damn it. So next time you can catch me, I will be live pushing for Monday. I think I'll be live Monday. Silver and Black Lair. I'll probably do Silver and Black Lair LA Kings on Monday. We got the Batcave on Wednesday, talking New York Mets. And then for next Friday, I think I'm going to go again next Thursday. I'm going to try for next Thursday with Silver and Black Lair Raiders edition. So be sure to check that out if you'd like. I'd appreciate it. So that's where you can find me next week. So for all you Raider fans out there, be sure to check me out next Thursday, 10 a.m., live, Silver and Black Lair, Las Vegas Raiders edition. And all I got to say after that is I was looking for my closing. I'm like, where the hell's the closing at? It's supposed to flow a lot better than what it did. There was no flow at all. But anyway, all I got left to say is just win, baby. Go Raiders. Just win.